Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kate. If you're new here, I like to talk about all things luxury. If that's what you're into, feel free to come and subscribe and join our little luxurious family that we have here. We would love to have you. I decided to make this into a get ready with me video just because I haven't done my makeup yet and I want to, so why not just combine the two, you know? It's easy to set up right here in my bathroom. I feel like the lighting is pretty decent in here. So I just feel like, why not multitask, right? I have all my makeup right here. This is my Louis Vuitton cosmetic case. I wish that I would have bought the bigger one instead of the small one because the rest of my makeup is right here because it doesn't fit in the bag. So one of my little regrets, but anyway, most of my makeup is in here. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at having both. I could see myself getting the bigger one too and then still keeping this one for like, you know, just throwing it in my purse because it fits in most of my bags. And it's kind of nice to have something like this that you just have your little like necessities in and you just throw it into a bag, but then have a separate actual cosmetic case. I also saw this one where it's like I'll put a picture on the screen. It's like a little sack and then you pull the strings at the top and it just gathers all your makeup and it's like 10 bucks on Amazon. I'll link it below because I've been thinking about buying that and that's obviously way cheaper than the big one of these. I don't even know how much these are anymore. Mine was like $500 when I bought it. How much are these now? I have no clue. That was years ago. I need some water. Hold on. Okay, so now I got my water, I got my chapstick, I got my notes, I got my makeup. We're all good now, okay? Today I want to talk about fakes and super fakes. Not necessarily though the things that I've talked about before. So a lot of videos on fakes and super fakes are like why you shouldn't buy super fakes, or some videos are about how you should buy super fakes, which I do not support whatsoever. But I've talked more specifically about why you shouldn't buy super fakes in the past. That's not really what this video is going to be about. This is going to be more about how super fakes are literally everywhere. And as a lot of you may know, a lot of you know who the fake Birkin Slayer is already. The fake Birkin Slayer has an Instagram page where they point out people's fake Birkins, fake Kellys, and the bag that I see on there most is the fake mini Kelly, and I understand why, because that bag resale is like $30,000. So who is spending that kind of money? Like, not very many people. They show all these really big influencers with these fake bags, blah, 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 right? I feel like most of us are familiar with the fake Birkin Slayer already, but I want to talk about more than just that. It's not just that topic. These are things that I've been seeing in my real life for the last, well, on the internet in my real life, outside of the fake Birkin Slayer for the last 24 hours. And, you know, I want to talk about it. I'm going to start with my concealer. Usually I use this LA Girl Pro Concealer, but right now my face is a little bit lighter than it usually is because there's been no sun in Southern California. Like, it has not been sunny whatsoever lately. The clouds have been out for the last like 2 months and I've been getting no sun. So I'm going to use a little bit of it. Then I'm going to use this Milk Makeup one that is lighter and I'm just going to mix them. So I was on OfferUp last night. I'm just going to tuck these because like I feel like I always get the little ear bump on them and they like get wavy. But that's okay. I'm just gonna tuck them because it's easier. So I was on OfferUp last night looking at stuff in my area. I like extended the search to, I don't know, it was like 60 or 70 miles or however far it was away from my home for only items that were for pickup, not like shipped items, because I don't like to see all that stuff. And I was looking for stuff for our new apartment because sometimes what I was really looking for is desk chairs because I want a Herman Miller desk chair. I actually just ordered a brand new Herman Miller desk chair instead of trying to find one pre-owned because we went to this warehouse and that's a whole different story. Like I ended up just buying a new one. But I was on there searching because my boyfriend also wants one. So we're still kind of looking for a Herman Miller chair. So I'm on OfferUp and I see a blue Kelly 25. And I was like, excuse me? The reason that I knew off the bat, I didn't even have to click into the thumbnail that it was fake, is because it still had the little, what do you call it? Like the little felt cloth on it, like when you get it at the store. And nobody's selling a brand new, authentic Kelly 25 on OfferUp for $2,500 or whatever the price was. I'll put it on the screen. Now, this seller had 2 sales already and they were selling something that was also unrelated to handbags. They were selling a pair of shoes, and then I think the rest were handbags. There were a couple Kellys, a Birkin, and a Constance. All were in these beautiful, vibrant colors. All of them came with a box. All of them came with a receipt. A receipt. Like, the receipt was there. Not a real one, obviously, because the bag is fake, but came with the receipt. And I had to say that these were pretty good fakes. I would consider them super fakes. I don't know what the line is here where we're calling a fake versus a super fake. I would consider these super fakes because to someone who doesn't see Hermes bags every single day, these would look pretty real. I inspected all the little details on these even though I knew that they were fake already. I was just curious more so to see like what was going on there. And I wanted to report the seller, but I don't have an OfferUp account. So I had to create an account, log in, like all this stuff. So I have to go through those steps or whatever, but I am going to report the seller because it's not fair. Like, there's a lot of people who just don't know enough when they're out there purchasing bags that they might think that this is real. They might feel like they're getting a good deal. And the thing is, even if they know that they're buying a fake bag, this is probably an overpriced fake bag because like they're obviously making a profit on it if they're trying to sell it. So either way, I just don't really think that it's fair to be, you know, selling that kind of stuff on OfferUp. It's just not right. And you're selling it and you're not saying anywhere that it's a replica. You're not saying anywhere that it's like 1-to-1. You're not saying anywhere anything like that. Like you're selling somebody a fake bag, box, receipt, everything, and there's just going to be people out there that just don't know, and I don't think that that's fair. I think it's a little bit different if you go on like DHgate or something and you go and purchase a fake bag on purpose. That's a little bit different. Or if you go to a seller who is known for their super fakes, that's different. This is somebody who has 2 sales on OfferUp. Like you might think that they're being genuine. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. That's good enough. So I was a little bit annoyed by that. Like nothing serious though. Obviously people sell fake bags. It's not anything new. Like I'm not mad about it. It's just like seeing it on OfferUp, also seeing it locally on OfferUp is kind of like, what? And to be honest, I just feel like Superfakes are like, I'm seeing Superfakes more often than I'm seeing real bags at this point. Not like people showing off bags that people are supposed to think are real that are Superfakes, but people showing off that they bought Superfakes on purpose, or talking about Superfakes and how you shouldn't buy them, or talking about how you should buy them, or having debates over them. It's more about Superfakes at this point than real bags, and that is just, it's funny to me. Now, in my recent video about luxury news, which I love making those videos, those are some of my favorite videos to make. They take a lot of prep time though, so I try to like really take my time with them, but I love making those videos. They're my favorite. So on my last luxury news video, I talked about the New York Times and this reel that they posted on Instagram about Superfakes, and they basically did like an experiment is kind of what she acted like it was. She ordered some fake bags from wherever and was trying to show how close to the real thing that they are. They don't look like the real thing. They're not close to the real thing. And a lot of people in the luxury community were upset because it looks like allegedly the New York Times is supporting something like this. So people were mad, the comments were crazy, blah, blah, blah. So FASHIONPHILE posted like a response video to that the other day. Look, FASHIONPHILE was right, but I think that it's hard for someone who's in their position to come and speak out against Superfakes or against fake bags in general, because the general population, like the luxury bag lovers, people who love FASHIONPHILE are going to agree with them. But the people who are just like watching this happen, and the people who are forming their own opinion right now, like, oh, well, this is a company that sells pre-owned authentic bags. They authenticate, that's what they're known for. That's how they get paid. Of course, they're going to tell us not to buy Superfakes. So I think that coming from that source is the problem. A lot of people in the comments were like really annoyed. Let me see if I can find some, because I think that I screenshot them. I screenshot everything. Unfortunately, when luxury bags are made like complete trash, it will justify it for people. I've had $150 purses that outlast my Louis Vuitton. It's wild to see such expensive bags made so poorly. Designers also use sweatshops. New report finds that luxury brands like Prada, Fendi, and Dior rank among the worst retailers for protecting workers from exploitation. I don't know if they have a source for that. Maybe they put it in the reply that's on here, but I didn't click into it. This one says, haha, I think that this is comedy gold. No one hears or cares for the sound of this small violin. Designer bags are literally marked up 3,000%. This is nothing but a label price. When designer bags are curated for normal people, I will start to care about your woes of commerce troubles. Selling bags for $5,000 is a crime too. Sounds like you're worried about your profit margins more than anything else. This is stupid. I'm embarrassed for you. Seems a little harsh, but okay. Asking consumers to pay money because of the name only is a crime. LMAO, please, comparing bags to appliances. In the video, FASHIONPHILE says something along the lines of, it doesn't stop at fake handbags, like would you buy fake appliances, blah, blah, blah. LMAO, please, comparing bags to appliances. Come on, do you take us all as idiots? At least come up with a better comparison. And then later on, there are some comments that are agreeing with FASHIONPHILE. But like I said, those are mostly people who are in the luxury community, who like to buy this stuff, who have already formed an opinion against Superfakes, that are willing to hear out FASHIONPHILE. And other people are just not, because like a lot of those comments were just back to back to back negative comments on that video. So it's like now, yes, FASHIONPHILE was trying to do the right thing, it seems like, but now it's just caused more talk about Superfakes and why people should buy Superfakes. And I just think that it's crazy. Like now we're just, it's out of control, honestly. The Superfake thing is not going anywhere. Like it's going to be around. It's not going anywhere. And I'm not like mad about it, because you're going to see more people with the same bags. You're going to see more people with Birkins and Kellys and mini Kellys and all of the different things like that. That's not where I have the issue with it. First of all, I have like the moral issue with the Superfakes, yes, like, but I'm going to put that to the side for a second. The other problem that I have is that this makes it a lot scarier to shop on the pre-loved market. If you are constantly worried about purchasing a Superfake on accident, as these places get better and better and better, eventually they are going to be able to get past someone. Like they're going to be able to get past even the best authenticators at some point. They're not quite there yet. There's a lot of people who can still catch them. I'm not really worried about buying authenticated bags from places like FASHIONPHILE or Rebag right now, but eventually I could see how you know, they've stepped their game up so much in the last years. I could see how they could get there. And at that point, it's like, what do you do? Because then you're stuck with, okay, well, do I only buy from the actual brand itself? Do I build up my collection now and just keep those bags? When it comes to things like Hermes with Birkins and Kellys, because if you just don't have a chance of getting offered one at the store, or you think that your chances are really, really low, it's like, do you just get them now while you know that they can still tell the difference, because later on they might not be able to? I don't know. I think it's kind of a crazy situation, and I never thought that this would be the case where I'm like worried that like one day that authenticators won't be able to tell the difference. The light that I was using just died, so sorry if the lighting just changed. I just brought my ring light in here. But overall, like, it's a bummer because this is my hobby, and like a handbag enthusiast, like this is what I'm really into. And the super fake thing, when it makes you afraid to purchase pre-loved, or it makes you afraid to really buy from anywhere, even though it's extremely, extremely rare, I know of stories where stores have accepted returns that happen to be super fakes and they actually resold those bags, which is a whole different topic. If you're scared all the time that your bag might be a fake, like, that makes it like, you know, not the best hobby anymore. It makes me feel like my hobby is going away, and I don't like that. But obviously, in the big picture, there are way more important problems than handbags, so it's not like that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world, but it is a bummer. You know, the other thing that I'm tired of that is part of my actual real life every single day, my real internet life, I should say, because it's not like physically in person, but it's my real internet life. I have to go through and report all of the comments that are advertising for fake bags. Every day I do it. Every day I have to go and I have to look at these spam comments, and I go through them and I report. I try to get most of them. I know that some of them slip through. I know that especially with the older videos there are some on there, but I try really hard to limit those, and I delete probably about at least 10 a day. 10 comments that are totally spam, that are all just advertising fake bags on my YouTube videos. And I'm tired of it. Like, that is so annoying. Come on. Like, I know that that's not going to stop or anything. So that's another thing that I'm just over. And then before I went to film this video, literally right before I went to film this video, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm looking at my phone, and a girl pops up on my Instagram stories who I know in real life. And I've noticed that I've started to pay a little bit more attention to her Instagram stories, because I noticed in one of them like a couple weeks ago that something that she had was not authentic, even though she doesn't say like anything's not authentic. Like, she's basically acting like these are real items. I'm not trying to put this girl on blast. Like, she's not like a big influencer or anything. Also, at the same time, we're not like close or anything like that. But she showed kind of a haul of some things today, and I was looking and I noticed that there are some inconsistencies in that those items seemed to be fake as well. But if you weren't super into luxury items like I am, or like a lot of us are, you wouldn't know, and you would think that people are living in a totally different world than you, because you're like, okay, well, maybe they have a similar job to me, or like they're in my real life. How are they making so much more money than I am? And that's not always the case. I personally am very transparent about the fact that like I sell bags to buy bags. I can't afford to have like 15, 20 like bags that are worth like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 at a time. I like to try different bags, so I like to sell them and get a new one. And that's what works for me. And I'm also very transparent about that. I have had a shopping problem in the past. Like, I've spent way too much money on designer items in the past. Now I've obviously slowed down a lot. If you've been watching my content lately, you probably will notice that I have slowed down a ton. I'm a little bit older now, and that type of spending was just not going to be sustainable for me. But I'm also very transparent about that. I didn't really see it as a problem before, so like I guess I couldn't be transparent about it before. Like, my spending just didn't feel like a problem to me before, even though it should have been. Anyway, this is not about me, but the reason that I like to be transparent is because I don't want people to think like, oh, well, I have a similar job, I work in a similar industry, or like my life seems to be somewhat similar, like why can't I buy all of these bags, or why can't I buy all of these shoes, or why can't I just do this on a whim and go out and spend $5,000, $10,000? And I think that with my specific audience, I don't really need to be that careful with that, because my audience are like luxury lovers, so everybody that they follow shows stuff like that. You're coming to channels like this or Instagram pages like this for luxury content specifically. But I think that when it's people who are like in your life and people who are showing off things, who are not like content creators or anything, that even has more of an effect, because you feel like, well, these are people who, this isn't their main hobby, this isn't like their main thing that they talk about, you know, this isn't something that is that big of a part of their life. How are they able to spend so much money on it? I think that that can really affect people. Just knowing that a lot of the stuff that you see is not real is important, and I say this all the time. Like, you have to keep in mind that not everything that you see is going to be authentic. I like to trust people and think that they would buy authentic things, and that they would, at least if they're buying fake things, say that they're not real, which they don't have a responsibility to do that. But I'm saying, like, I don't know, I would just like expect the transparency, and that's not the case. And that's just not how the real world works. Now that I'm actively looking And I thank the fake Birkin Slayer a lot for that, because it's caused me to actively look at people's things instead of just assuming that everything is real. It's not that I'm judging the person who's buying fake items, it's that I need to make sure that my mindset is correct so that I'm not like, oh, well, how are they out there like spending so much money? But like, I know that they work a similar job to me, or like I know that they have a similar lifestyle to me, like whatever the case is. And I'm like, well, I can't just go out and spend $10,000 in a weekend without thinking about it. I just have to make sure that my mind is like calibrated in that way, if that makes sense. To not believe that everything is real. Yeah, people in my personal life who I know purchase fakes, I don't really think that that's like part of their character or anything. I don't count that against them for anything. There are so many aspects of our life and so many things that we do every single day that have a negative impact on something else or someone else. And choosing fake bags to villainize individuals, I don't think is right. I think that we should be focusing on the people who are making these fake items and who are selling them, because that's the very, very, very illegal part. It's like, can you blame someone for feeling like they need to have something, even if they maybe can't afford the real thing, or maybe can't find the real thing, or maybe don't want to spend money on the real thing, even if they can't afford it? It's a bigger scale issue than the individual level. I think it's a problem when people do these DHgate hauls though, and they're advertising these fake bags. They're advertising these fake shoes, these fake items. I think it's kind of weird. That's just my opinion though. I don't like when people lie about it, but also I don't like when people advertise it, advertise the fakes. So like, what are you supposed to do? I don't know. But yeah, the whole reason that I got ready, I have to flat iron my little pieces that are out. The whole reason that I got ready is because I'm about to film another video. I am actually at this point having to film multiple videos in a day, which I don't usually like to do. I never used to do that, but now I've gotten so busy during the weekdays that I'm like, oh, I kind of need to film more than one video on the weekend. I need to do like 3 or 4 maybe. And I'm trying to get into this routine because I really like uploading like every other day or like 4 times a week, like I have been lately. So I'm trying to keep up with that, but also like with life, it can be really hard. So I think that organizing myself to film on the weekend and then edit throughout the week might be good. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure things out. If you have video ideas though, please let me know. I love video ideas, especially with me uploading this often. I have like so many opportunities to talk about different topics. So if you want me to talk about anything specifically or my thoughts on anything, please let me know. I would love to hear it. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll put my Instagram on the screen. It's Kate Swan. I'm very active there, so feel free to come and join me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.